Good morning, everybody. I am Bertrand Lacotte, the Sales and Export Director of MABRU Power Systems, and I am the CEO of MABRU, the Total DC Solutions branch of MABRU Power Systems. We are happy today to present our new unit SC07 DC 12 volt that we have developed for the RVs. This is a air cooling system, and as you will see with the MABRU, this unit is very compact units, 7000 BTU in 12 volt, and it has two blowers. So let's go now with MABRU to speak about this wonderful unit for RVs.
Okay, we have here an RV unit, an air-cooled 7000 BTUs DC. It's this specific configuration was custom made for a customer of ours, using the same component that we use for the marine industry. It's a 7000 BTUs, 12 volt. This is a condenser. This blower is rotatable, so it could face up or it could face down to blow under the chassis. This thing, normally they do it to get the air from the outside of the vehicle. This, it's returned from the cabin and blows back to the cabin. This unit consumes about 34 amps on DC. It's a very powerful unit because it could be docked. So it's nice because everything is hidden. It doesn't take a lot of room. It doesn't take room on the roof, but you can put it in different kind of location. You have different kind of configuration. The normal configuration is the compressor in line with this unit, and this unit in line completely parallel with this one. On this specific, we did it for a customer. He wanted to have it that way, but normally this coil is parallel to this one. This one is taking air from the outside and is blowing down under the chassis. This one is taking the air from the cabin and is blowing on top of the cabin. So that's the kind of deal. The control is very easy. It's kind of simple. It's showing the temperature. It's showing the fan speed, and there is a button that will turn on the unit. You have to understand that this unit is completely open. Is running on a small battery. This battery is giving an autonomy of about 3.5 hours. This is a lithium setup. We have copper because we have better transfer, and because it lasts longer. There is no electrolysis between aluminum and copper, so we like that setup. The cooling is amazing because here you have 350 CFMs of air. This thing we have about 290, 300 CFMs, so there is a lot of air going on. Even if a brush, you know that a brush is difficult to move, but you know, you can, basically it's difficult to see the amount of air, but this brush it's having enormous amount of air. This is on the dish out of the cooling side. You can see the amount of air is passing. Those blowers, they have really good static pressure. It's incredible how much air this thing is pushing. When it's going to push the air down on the chassis or on the side of the vehicle, you can have the street could be very warm because we made the coil very large to be able to do the job. You can rotate. Normally on the standard unit, this thing is rotatable. That means you can blow this way or you are going to blow on top. They don't blow the other side because you have the compressor. This unit looks a little bit more compact, but it looks square on the normal configuration. So this blower goes all the way here, this unit goes there. Normally we have a filter on the front of the evaporator, and we will have also a filter on top of the condenser. This unit is also reversible, so if you have a mild weather like in the Carolinas or in Florida or something like that, you can use this unit as a heat source, as a heat pump. Very simple setup, very compact. You see my hands. The blower, when you undo the support in here, you can rotate this blower all the way down. You have a reversing valve. If the filter is dirty because there is grass or something like that accumulated on the intake, there is a high pressure switch that is going to protect the unit. The compressor also got protection internally, so they are managed by the computer inside. This compressor is not a 12-volt compressor. It's really in reality a 3-phase AC compressor. This box in here is not an inverter, it's a frequency drive. Frequency drive is taking DC power, is converting the frequency and the voltage, and now we are running this compressor in about 4 to 6 volts AC 3-phase. That's why it's a variable speed unit. Like that, when you get to nighttime and you guys are all comfortable, that unit will slow down to keep the temperature even. It's not like a stop and go, it's more like an even temperature heat. So the properties of drying the air, it's immense on this unit because you are not having more BTUs than you need. You have always what you need based on the temperature that you want to set the room. Simple and practical to install.
And do you use the same compressor that you have used for the units on application?
Marine, that they've been proven for years. So we didn't want to invent the wheel. We wanted to have the same setup, but for the RVs. Some people are asking me why a B-blower unit? Why air-cooled? We've been specializing on water-cooled units, geothermal. Geothermal is taking water from the pool, is taking water from the well, is taking water from underground piping. It's using a water-cooled heat pump unit. Typically, the water cooler was working in the island. You know, the pipe is hidden underneath the sand, and then the water recirculates on those pipes on a range of so many feet, and will cool the unit, will cool the water, and the water will cool the unit. This unit doesn't need to have a water cooler unit. Hot air and air condition will make as much cold than heat. So this unit is reversible, so that means you can have cold and heat or heat and cool, but someplace you have to remove the heat. We're removing the heat by air. The same way as in your house outside, you open the door, you have a big unit out there and you touch the top of it and it's hot air. This is the hot air and this is the cold air. The practicality of this unit is that you can mount that unit on an extreme part of the van, receive air from the outside, and condition that air condition with the same air and blow the air outside. This part is taking air from the inside and is conditioning the air again from the inside. That's why you're going with the vent and you're going as far as possible with the vent. You can go really far, and this is what is conditioning the air of the vent. This is what is removing the heat out of the room. Some applications, they will want a remote vent, so they will have a splitter, and they will have two different vents and two different locations of the van or the vehicle of the house. Normally, they put a return vent in front of the coil. Sometimes they put a return vent outside of the van for returning air from the outside of the van. And in this, they rotate the blower facing down, and they are blowing down in the chassis. Very easy installation. The only thing you have to do is connect two wires, positive, negative, and connect your controller. Is a network cable. We are using DC-DC charger. We leave the battery alone, the house battery, the battery that comes from the factory, and we add batteries like that for longer time. We use a DC-DC charger to charge those batteries to keep, when the alternator is running, the engine is running, we can charge the batteries as well with the engine. When we connect to shore power or with solar panels, the solar panels are charging directly the battery. When we're connected to shore power, we have a device, a battery charger. It's connected to shore power, it's charging the battery, you're running the unit. So you can run the unit in DC batteries. You can run the unit in shore power. You can run the unit in solar power, and that unit is wonderful. It's the dream of everybody to be able to be on a van while or in a house quietly and have air conditioning where you are not putting electricity. Only the sun is giving you the electricity to run the air conditioning. That's the dream that everybody wanted. Here it is. I hope you like it, and any questions, please contact MABRU Power System. We're here to answer all your questions.